billboard in Tennessee is the inspiration for our devotion this week. The billboard simply shows a Bible and the words, "Who is right? Who is wrong?" or something to that effect. The actual words are not as important as the message behind them. So before I dig into this biblically, I will start out the way that I typically do, with an illustration that relates to motorcycles. Now, I will shamelessly take a jab at an unnamed friend as I do this. The majority of the Baptist bikers are what I would call purists. We all ride Harleys. But we have one member of our group who rides a Goldwing. Now, we still love him, but it is a challenge at times. Most of the time, we have to turn our motorcycles off just so we can be sure that his is actually running. Now, before you turn off the devotion and unsubscribe from the channel, just know that I'm saying all of this in jest. We all know that the only real motorcycles are the oil-leaking, bone-shaking Harley Davidson. The rest of you are simply wrong. Again, I'm kidding. But now, how many times do you find yourself, no matter what you ride, giving one of your buddies a hard time about their choice in motorcycle? None of us do this to intentionally be mean. It's just good-natured fun, and it happens across all of the manufacturers. But there is one thing that I think every single one of us can unite against, and that is to deny those who truly feel that a slingshot is a motorcycle. Okay, all the teasing aside about who decides what's the right motorcycle to ride, by what authority do we make our claims? I personally am a Harley rider, so I will claim that Harleys are the superior motorcycle. But let's just say that a mule kicks me in the head one day, and then I find myself riding a Goldwing. Then I will probably claim Hondas as a superior motorcycle. It's truly all just a matter of preference, and it is completely based upon our personal opinions. There is nothing truly factual to support our claims where we can, without question, claim one motorcycle to be the penultimate manufacturer out there, even though we all know it's definitely Harley Davidson. Alright, I'm done making the jokes. How many times have you found yourself debating someone who has a different interpretation of Scripture? You go back and forth, neither of you giving an inch in your own personal interpretation. The fact is, you could put 1,000 people in a room, and they may all have different interpretations of what a certain passage of Scripture may say. The only good thing about this is that at least we know that they are reading their Bible and that they are thinking about what the Bible is saying. But here's the thing. No matter how many ways we interpret the Bible, there is truly only one correct interpretation, and that is solely what God intends for His Word to reveal to us. This interpretation may elude us, but we should actively seek that singular, true interpretation with all of our heart. It's not for me to say that your interpretation is right or that your interpretation is wrong. The truth is revealed by God and God alone, and His message is irrefutable and unquestionable. Think about these words as recorded by John in his gospel. God is spirit, and those who worship Him must worship in spirit and truth. So how do we discern the only true interpretation of the Bible? Well, first we must read the Bible. Without truly studying the Word, we are making too many assumptions. Second, we cannot take the Bible out of context. It is so dangerous to take a single verse from the Bible and to build an entire argument or, heaven forbid, an entire theology around that singular verse. We must understand the context in which that verse was written. What was the time period that it was written? What events were occurring when this verse or passage was written? Who wrote the words? Who was the audience? What cultural norms may have influenced those words? Now that you have the context, this will help you understand the true meaning of the passage. But now you must consider, how do you apply that to our lives today? Pray over the passages that are unclear. Approach the Word with humility and be sure to meditate and reflect on these verses and passages. The 25th Psalm features a single line that could easily be a simple prayer for discernment. Lead me in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. For you I will wait all the day long. The only true way that any of us will know we are right in our interpretation is when we achieve that glorious moment where we stand before God. We will fulfill our destiny as heirs with Christ. The point is that we never stop seeking the truth, and we never stop applying the Bible to our lives. Keep these words of Christ in mind as you study Scripture. So Jesus said to the Jews who had believed him, "If you abide in my word, you are truly my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free."